2 days after its expected release date, Kanye West has just made an announcement regarding his upcoming album Vultures 2 that has pissed off a whole lot of fans. Ye was speaking to a fan in the Instagram DMs and revealed that his upcoming album with Ty Dolla $ign, he wants to drop it on Yeezy.com, not on streaming, and charge fans $20 for the record. Now, this plan is not 100% set in stone, as Kanye himself has seen a lot of the negative feedback and said he's going to reassess it and think about it, but it seems as if Kanye is really dedicated to releasing this thing outside of streaming platforms, your main two, Apple Music and Spotify. But before we get into all of that and really explore Kanye's motives to work against streaming platforms, I want to go ahead and run down some of the events and updates that have occurred in the Vultures 2 timeline since my last update video. We last left off with the listening parties for Volume 1 in Paris, in Italy, and they were pretty fun. You know, it was just Ye and Ty vibing around to the songs off the new album, and also Kanye playing some of his classic hits, which was cool to see. Kanye got some criticism for these events kind of being lazy because, you know, people understand the listening parties for the unreleased albums when we're waiting for the record to officially drop, but it was like, album's already out and you're just playing it in a stadium, not performing whatsoever. It kind of seemed a little strange. I don't know. People who went seemed to have a good time, so fuck it. But fans were kind of like, alright, you promised Vultures 2 on March 8th, and we're getting close to that date, like, where are we starting the rollout for the second album? And it seems as if it really started on the 24th of February, when Timbaland would tweet out Vultures 2 on the way. Timbaland, of course, is very reliable, did work on Vultures 1, and has worked with Kanye for a very long time in Ye's career. A lot of other associates on Ye's team would follow suit, teasing Volume 2, but Ye would also take to social media for a different reason, and that was his battle with Adidas. Ever since Kanye's anti-Semitic comments in 2022, Adidas has kind of severed ties with Ye and seen financial losses because of that. But now they're releasing new 350s that are not approved or designed by Ye, and they're doing this while also suing him for a whole lot of fucking money. Ye put out a video on the 26th of February talking about this, and yeah, it is completely fucked up. Here's what Ye had to say.
It's not only are they putting out fake colorways that are non-approved, they're suing me for $250 million, and they're also not paying me for these shoes that they're putting out that have my name on it. And they're using contract clauses and 50 years of business experience to rape an artist, one of y'all favorite artists.
Obviously, we're here to talk about the music, but I do want to highlight that because I do believe it is a fucked up situation in which Kanye is in the right. If it's his design, if it's his concept, these big companies, man, they just get so fucking tedious with the contracts and really fuck over the artist. And that's, of course, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, because the other issue related to Ye going to war with these big corporations, it's a lot trickier than this. This, to me, is like, oh yeah, Kanye's clearly in the right. We'll get to the streaming service stuff in a little bit. Back to the music. Around this time, we had a lot of producers posting stories in response to fans basically saying, like, rumored Vultures 2 songs, and they'd say, like, slide, this, that, the other. Now, we have actively had listening parties for Vultures 2, where new songs were played that we expect on the record, so I'm not going to, like, go through each and every repost that these producers had, but producers like AOAA, the songs that were all reposted, teased for Volume 2 were Time Moving Slow, River, and Take Off Your Dress. In the last update video, we talked about Kanye's rumored solo album, Y3. And Kanye himself would acknowledge this on the 28th of February in a DM with Ye Fanatics. We got to talk about this fucking guy too. At this point in time, Ye Fanatics was innocent though, and he just DM'd Kanye on Instagram, where Kanye would speak on Y3. Kanye would completely deny the album's existence and say that he was frustrated with the concept of people wanting the old Kanye when he's always moving forward. He's always developing new sounds and setting the trends. To make an album with that classic Ye sound, he thinks would be going backwards when he's trying to advance as an artist. I definitely agree with Kanye there, and I voiced that in my last update video, especially when we have some classic Kanye songs during this Vultures era, like Take Off Your Dress for Volume 2, Burn was on Volume 1, like, just chill out and I don't know. But then we had a very spooky moment in this rollout as Kanye on the 28th February, on the night of, He would put out a post that basically said, yo, Kim, take my kids out of Sierra Canyon. It's used by the system to program motherfuckers. It's the school that all the celebrities' kids go to. I think Kanye should have say over where his kids go to school. But at the same exact time, he would say, like, the system. We all know what the system means. And it was very scary because it felt like, oh boy, here we fucking go again with the anti-Semitic shit. Luckily, Kanye would delete this post and not elaborate further on this concept. But, like, holy shit, we almost saw the future of Vultures 2 flash before our very fucking eyes. Like, this shit would have been over, bro. I didn't want to have to cover that shit, and I thought about maybe not including it in this video because it was like, he didn't further down that path or anything, but I feel like to just ignore it would be kind of negligent, so I don't know. I had to include it in here. But back to the music news. On the 3rd of March, a fan would run into JPEG Mafia, who produced some stuff for Vultures, produced some stuff for Vultures 2, and we got confirmation of his work on Vultures 2, actually, because the fan would ask Peggy if he worked on the record, and he would say he's done too much. So we would hear some of Peggy's production at the listening parties as well, so we'll get into that in a little bit. Because at this point in time, like, the Vultures 2 release date, the 8th, it was fucking coming up, and we hadn't really heard any news from Kanye or Ty themselves regarding the album. We've heard Timbaland and other producers tweet about it and acknowledge the project's existence, Peggy as well, but it was like, when is Ye gonna say something? Because that's when really the real rollout begins. And finally, we would see a video of Ye and Ty in the studio around this point in time. Unfortunately, they would be in the studio with French fucking Montana, but still, they'd be allegedly recording for the track Aperol Spritz. I'm assuming Montana may have a feature on that song. He wasn't too bad on the West Side Gun Ye track off his album, so maybe it'll be decent, I don't know. Now, the studio video gave us hope, because it was like, thank God, they're in the zone, they're working, right? And then, a Phoenix listening party would be announced for March 10th, and it was strictly announced as a Vultures 1 listening experience, and we're all like, what the fuck? They'd announced a San Francisco date as well, and it was like, there goes our hopes for Volume 2, because the release date was allegedly the 8th of March. There was no announcement from Kanye or acknowledgement about the project from both Ye and Ty, and now these listening events for Volume 1 were announced. It was like, motherfucker. But then, about a day or two after the events were announced, they would slowly but surely be changed to just say Vultures listening experiences. The 1 was taken away. We were a day removed from the 8th of March, the expected release date, and the only news we got relating towards Kanye was JPEG Mafia playing remixes of the tracks Paid and Fuck Some at this Pitchfork Music Festival. Both of them sounded pretty great in their own way. Paid, in my opinion, the version Peggy played was there's just a lot of crazy fucking drums going on. A little overproduced, but I'm sure at that performance setting, at the festival setting, it sounded pretty fucking, it seemed like it would be fucking really fun, like at a Lollapalooza or some shit. But Fuck Some, man, it's the version he played the night him and Freddie Gibbs started going at it, with the No Chipmunk, Alvin and the Chipmunks ass fucking tone on Kanye's verse, and of course the Quavo verse on it. What I would do to get this fucking remix on streaming, man. It sounds so much better than the version we got on the album, honestly. But a day goes by, it's the day that Vultures 2 was allegedly supposed to be released. And when I say that really quick, for those who aren't familiar, Kanye posted a trailer for the Vultures records announcing volumes 1, 2, and 3 existing. You know, the project, we thought it was going to be one album, but he announced it was going to be 3 separate records. And also, along with that announcement, he had the release dates for each project. Vultures 2 was set to release on the 8th. And although they technically released volume 1 a day late, they literally released it like hours after midnight. So I give them credit for releasing it on that proper date. But yeah, nothing fucking happened, and then Ye Fanatics, that same page that talked to Kanye about Y3, they would DM Kanye, and Kanye would actually respond again, and he would say that we are in the lab regarding to Ye Fanatics asking what the progress was towards Vultures 2 if the album was going to drop anytime soon. So we figure, yeah, the album's getting delayed, but we literally got an album like last month. I was kind of chill with that. I was like, whatever, you know, I'll wait a little bit. And then the next day on the 9th of March, a private friends and family Vultures 2 listening event goes down. This thing got announced literally hours before it went down, and the guy who posted it like blacked out the address, so people on Good Ass Sub were trying to figure out what it exactly was, along with trying to find a live stream. But as we are waiting for something to go down, some sort of update, some sort of live, Kanye would post the Vultures 2 cover art on socials. The cover is a picture of Ty Dolla $ign holding a picture of his brother TC, who is currently serving 67 years to life in jail for a crime that he did not commit. Now, Kanye and Bianca were on the first Vultures record, so I think it's cool that Ty gets his moment to shine with the second album, and probably on the third album, I'm assuming they'll both be on the cover. But that was exciting ass news, Ye acknowledging the album finally and giving us that cover art, which is pretty big news. And then this listening event goes down, the private one, and he would play some new fucking shit. There was one live stream found at the start, but that ended pretty quickly, and we migrated over to this guy Thinks and Eifer on Instagram. I want to give him a shout out because we wouldn't have heard any of this without him, even though he lied at the end saying, I think it's going to be out in 4 hours. That aged poorly. But the songs played were this. There was this track with Project Pat that, number one, super fucking random, Kanye collabing with him. That's awesome, and his verse sounded great on the song. Great beat. I'm assuming North being on TikTok and Kanye joining as well probably heard that track with the Project Pat song that's kind of viral on TikTok, so that's fucking sweet. But then there was this second track called Let Me Chill Out / Motion with Takeoff and Rich the Kid. No Kanye or Ty were on the song. It's rumored that NBA Youngboy might be on the track as well, but we'll see. The third track played was Field Trip. This is one we got a snippet of honestly just a few days after Volume 1 of Vultures released. It's the track with Cardi, Don Toliver, and Lil Durk. Durk's verse is crazy. Don Toliver sounds awesome too. His vocals are just so I don't know how he's straining his voice in that way. It's fucking sick. And then Playboi Carti fucking went off too. He's on a generational run right now in his career. Ty's on the song, but Kanye, he had no verse heard on the track. Hopefully, I don't know, he kind of stopped the song before it officially ended, so I really hope he already got a verse on that shit, because that track is fucking fire. But then they would play the song Dead, formerly known as IG Model, with Future and Lil Durk. There's rumors that this is going to be the intro track for Vultures 2. It is one of my most anticipated songs that was first played in December. It's going to be a fucking banger, I think. And the big news of this is Kanye's verse at the end. He had that anti-Semitic bar. He fucking edited it out, which is great. I'm so happy. I don't know, man. That negative energy ain't fucking worth putting into the world, bro. I'm so fucking happy he edited that shit out. Then they played Promotion featuring Future. Sounds fucking great. River featuring Young Thug, which is a huge grail for me as well. Fucking great song, man. Fighting Fires it's from the fucking God's Country era. That song has been brought back 2024, 4 motherfucking years, man. And Ty sounds beautiful on that one. Then they played about 1 second of Gun to My Head featuring Kid Cudi. That's another one I'm really anticipating. I really hope it's on Volume 2, but we'll see. They played literally 1 second of it and then skipped to Take Off Your Dress, which is another grail for me. Great fucking song. Ty Dolla $ign's not on the track, but they might do a thing like Drake and 21 Savage did on Her Loss, where a few of the songs are just Kanye, and maybe a few of the songs are just Ty. Then they have a few tracks that we honestly don't have titles for. They would replay the Project Pat song, they would replay Promotion, they'd replay a lot of tracks, but one of the tracks that we don't exactly know the name of now, but it was an older song that Kanye brought back, was the track Cody. This is a song that Kanye brought back from November 2020, and it sounds great. JPEG Mafia, it's not confirmed that has production on the track, but I would bet, what the fuck would I bet? I'd bet my fucking Dune popcorn bucket fleshlight fucking thingy that JPEG Mafia has production credits on this track. It sounds straight up out of fucking LP. And it's also featuring Playboi Carti, and he sounds great on the song as well. I can't wait to hear a final version of this track. Hopefully we get to someday. But then they replayed some of the songs they already played and finished out playing Fuck Some that was pitched up in a weird way, but then our boy left, who was doing the live stream, so that's all we really know from this friends and family event. Then, hours after the show ended, Trackster, who was the guy in charge of uploading Vultures 1 to streaming, he would post the cover on socials with the caption, "Stand by," which is exactly what he said to fans when he was uploading Vultures 1 to streaming, and the album was out hours after that post. So everyone in the community was freaking out like, holy shit, it's coming out right now, bro, it's coming out today. And of course, it didn't. But we were still kind of up. We just heard some new tracks, and Kanye had all of these events lined up for this week. So we were like, okay, he's probably going to play some Volume 2 tracks there and release the album maybe around the time of the Rolling Loud performance right after that show. That could be like the final listening event. And then shit goes down on the 10th of March. So this Ye Fanatics Kanye fan page, who has been DMing Kanye about the solo album and everything we covered in this video, he once again DMs Kanye asking about Volume 2, looking for an update and also trying to get some insight on what these listening events are going to be like. Will Volume 2 tracks be played? You get it. And Kanye would say this was great. I like this first part. He says, we're putting the final touches on the album, and they were going to play both Volume 1 and Volume 2 tracks at the listening party in Arizona, which was on the night that this exchange happened. He also name-dropped the track Slide, which is another song a lot of fans, including myself, really want to hear on Volume 2. But then Kanye sends another message, this time talking about how he wants to release the album. James Blake, just about a week ago now, went on a social media rant regarding how artists are pretty much fucked over by streaming services and not paid an adequate amount for their streams. The streaming services collect a lot of the revenue from album streams, and the artists, like I said, they get fucked over. Kanye would repost Blake's comments as well on his story when the whole entire situation was going down. But also, apparently, it has made him rethink his process for releasing music going forward. Kanye would say that he wants to release the album outside of streaming services on his website Yeezy.com for $20. I understand artists not getting compensated fairly, and I do believe that is an issue where a solution needs to be found. But $20 for an album? What the fuck? Number one, if you do this, you could say goodbye to any trends, such as Carnival going viral on TikTok and adding to your streams. Number two, you could also say goodbye to any average normal consumer giving the album a listen, because most people are going to say, oh shit, Ye dropped a new project, let me go check on streaming. And when it's not there, they're not going to fucking, well, let me look at where Kanye says I have to do to go listen to this album. Oh, okay, let me go to Yeezy.com. We saw what happened with Donda 2. This is something that just doesn't work. And you're going to get a fraction of people even giving this project any attention when you're putting all this work into studio time, into features. This just seems so retroactive. And number three, let me just say this, for a billionaire to be complaining about his revenue from fucking streaming services, give me a goddamn break. I said this on Twitter, but I'm going to reiterate it here because this is my fucking truth. And I'm sorry if this offends any fucking dick riders, but I don't got time to fucking, I'm not looking for no job, okay? These artists are so fucking out of touch. There are so many problems in the real world today, be that inflation, unemployment, like, there are so many single fucking parents who are working multiple jobs to provide for their families. I am so sorry that because streaming services are fucking you and not giving you a total cut, you're only a millionaire and you're not a fucking multi-billionaire. I deeply apologize that instead of having 5 fucking Lambos, you only have 3. Like, I wish I had your fucking problems. I really wish I did. And then you have the people, of course, who say, well, Kanye doesn't care about the money. He's trying to trailblaze. He's trying to make this change for other artists because he cares about the well-being of the music industry. And to that, I say this. I don't doubt, number one, that Kanye cares about the well-being of the music industry, of course. But if anyone could make a legit change regarding this issue, it's Ye. He has the financial assets. He has the business history and credentials, be that with Yeezy, be that with his deal with the Gap. Go start up your own streaming service. Give the artists the deals they deserve. I'm sure a lot of artists agree that streaming services are fucking them. Have them rip their music off those service platforms. Join you. Make a real difference. But instead, we're going to charge fans $20 for an album. And we're going to pretend that everyone isn't going to pirate the fuck out of this thing. Give me a break. I want to say one more time that I understand that this is a real issue. And when I say, you know, first world problems, when I say I wish I had your issues towards the artists who aren't being fairly compensated, I do want to acknowledge that that is a problem. And it should be fixed, it should be corrected. Because I couldn't be someone who's so passionate about music and just say, oh, here's the world's smallest violin. It is an active problem. But I think Kanye is going the wrong way about this because he is making fans essentially pay for his grievances against these big corporations, these streaming platforms. And I believe that's the wrong way to go about all of this. And of course, this Ye Fanatics guy, this Kanye fan page, he's just fucking, I agree, Kanye, this is a great idea. Because all these motherfuckers want jobs. But I don't know. The community really revolted and hates this idea. Kanye has been seeing the negative feedback, allegedly. And we'll just have to see what happens with this record. Like I said, this really pissed off a lot of people in the Kanye fan base. Ty Dolla $ign also doubled down on this concept, agreeing with Kanye and saying that this was a great idea, which I honestly don't see how these guys are so... How do they not see just so many ways this is a terrible idea? The only benefit from this, their argument, is that Ty and Ye, they're going to get paid the way they deserve. But that's not even true. Because like I said, someone is going to buy this album. And then they're going to download the files and they're going to share them. And just like The Life of Pablo, this motherfucker's going to get pirated like crazy. So actually, you're probably going to get paid even less than you would have if you just put the fucking thing on streaming. This is going to be such an ugly release. It's going to ruin what could have been a potentially legendary run in Kanye's career. 3 fucking albums in the span of 3 months with Ty, all sounding great. Like, why? Just why throw away such an awesome fucking thing? I don't know. This pisses me off so much, bro. Like I said, it's not set in stone. Kanye has seen the negative feedback and also said they're maybe thinking about an approach where they put the album out on easy.com for $20 and then they put it on streaming about a month later, kind of how movies do it with putting shit out on streaming after they're in the box office and shit. But this really just took so much energy and hype away from this Vultures 2 rollout. And then the Phoenix listening party happened. I still stand my ground in regards to the $20 album, but like, they played some fucking heat, bro. They played Vultures 2 shit. I'm so hype. Really like what I heard. But it started off in a way that I was like, bro, it's so fucking over. Because me and Kanye already kind of fighting. We're already kind of on bad terms right now. No, but they started off playing Volume 1 shit, and I was like, oh my god, here we go again, bro. But they ended up playing Volume 2 shit after the first album. So there was 2 things to note that happened when they were playing through the first record, though, and that was Northwest, Kanye's daughter, announcing her debut album, The Elementary School Dropout, which we will be listening. And then also, on Fuck Some, they added the Quavo verse after Travis's verse. It's fucking awesome. I don't know what they're going to do, though, because the song's already out on streaming, but they could update it like a St. Pablo situation or something. Kanye's certainly done crazier things in his career. But I was a little bit up from the Quavo thing. I will tell you, I love Volume 1 so much that I was still vibing, even though I was like, play some new shit. They did just that after they played King. It was this song with, I don't know, we obviously don't know the title, right? But Kanye and Ty started putting their 2s in the air to signal that they're playing tracks off of Volume 2 to the fans. And the first track played was like, it was these female vocals, and I'm trying to listen, and I'm like, that's fucking 070 Shake, bro. I'm so happy. Yay, and 070 Shake working. I was going to call her 070. I don't know much about her. I fucking guarantee you her fans don't do that shit, bro. No, but obviously they haven't worked together since 2018, and she made some beautiful music with Kanye back in that year, so I'm so happy. I believe that was her. It might not have been. I don't know. I've said fucking way worse mistakes on this channel, so we're just going to let that slide. Then they played Believer with Ty. Didn't hear any Kanye on that, but I do like the beat with the guitar and everything. Then they played this other song that was solely Kanye, and Kanye has screams on the track. It's really cool. The one lyric I kept hearing was, wanna play with me. I liked what I heard, you know? They played the Project Pat track again. Love that as well. The beat's great, but still need to hear some Kanye in this bitch. Like, where the fuck is he? I don't know when this thing's releasing. That's the thing, because like, Kanye needs to drop some shit, unless these are just older versions and they're waiting for Rolling Loud. I don't know. Following that, they played Promotion featuring Future, but man, when they started playing Dead, I lost my shit. The crowd loved that track, and that's why they do this. This is why the listening parties were something that were great. And I couldn't understand why Kanye was just playing songs that were already out, because the whole reason behind the listening parties were to let the fans hear these new tracks and just analyze their reactions. And man, this beat on this track and Future doing his thing, Dirk as well, the people were into that shit. And that was so fucking cool to hear, because I was like, I'm not crazy. This is one of my favorite songs expected on Volume 2. Kanye's verse is great too, especially without that fucking anti-Semitic bar. Like, let's fucking get it, bro. I'm real happy right now. I love what I heard. Following that, they played Venom / Field Trip. I like Venom. I think Venom is such a fucking harder name. Especially because there's that shitty fucking Eminem song called Venom, Venom, Venom. It's like, can we just erase that song from history and put out this fucking banger and we'll never hear anyone? Like, anytime you hear Venom, you're just never going to think of Eminem again, and that's a beautiful thing. I love this fucking song too. This song is so crazy. I don't know how the fuck Don Toliver, what is this man doing to his voice? Like, what was he doing in the studio to achieve that sound? It's crazy. I don't understand it. And it ended with this sample. And it sounded like the drums from The Weeknd's track off Kissland. I believe the one with these drums that were on this track was Love in the Sky. I'm not 100% sure. If I'm wrong, don't fucking eat me up in the comments like all you assholes love to do. It's always, oh, you misspoke on this, not, hey, Casey, your eyes look very nice today. No, but I'm not sure which track it exactly is off Kissland. I'm pretty sure it's Love in the Sky, though. And then they premiered, the last track was Kanye kept his promise. They played Slide, which I love that intro with the fucking THX sound and shit. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I took a break in between filming for this video, in between the $20 album situation and then covering this listening part, because I want to get out as soon as I fucking can for you guys. It's fucking 2 a.m. and I just love what I heard, and I feel like my energy is so much more like, I'm ready to fuck some shit up, bro. I loved what I heard with Slide. I liked it. Sounded great. I couldn't hear James Blake, though. I don't know. He might just have backing vocals, I think, and obviously in that arena setting when I'm watching some fucking TikTok live stream, like, obviously I'm not going to pick up on that. But following this, they started playing just the hits. They played Father Stretch, they played Black Skinhead, they played Runaway, which is whatever, man. I don't really understand why. Like, if Kanye's not grabbing a mic and performing, why are we playing these songs that you could just go ahead and, I don't know, play on your own? But the people in the room loved it. I'm going to try not to be a hater. They also played some of Ty's hits, which I thought was nice. And then they played some of their tracks together, like Fade and Ego Death. And they ended with Carnival. Like I said, absolutely love what I heard with these Volume 2 tracks, but like, then I get back to getting really pissed off because they have so much potential. They sound so great, and there's a chance that like only us hardcore Kanye fans are going to hear this shit because he might not put it on streaming and just put it on his website. That would be so stupid. Like, put this shit on streaming, man. I said my piece on not putting the album on streaming, though. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. We'll have to see what happens. Obviously, Kanye said he's weighing his options, thinking about it, taking the feedback, which is, it's nice to hear. But we still haven't heard Lifestyle featuring Lil Wayne. We still haven't heard Time Moving Slow at either the private listening event or this one. There's 2 more Vultures events this week. Tuesday, there's one in San Francisco. And Thursday, there's one at Rolling Loud. And we will have to see what new tracks are played there, as well as just in general if we get any more announcements regarding the album's release process. I'll be here on the channel providing updates as some really major shit goes down. I don't like to update about every single piece of news because I feel like that would be redundant, and it would be me just looking for views, and it would be stupid. I like to do these long-form videos unless some major shit goes on. Like if they drop the fucking album, my ass is here. But I've been tweeting a lot lately, so if you want to keep up to date with my thoughts on shit going down with Kanye, in general with the music world, as well as updates on when my next videos are coming out, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at digitalxdwnld. Almost fucked up my own plug there. And also on Instagram, just Casey Culkin. But this is already a long video. I'm not going to waste any more time. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope to God we get a normal streaming release for Volume 2. And I'll see you guys in the next one.